Somo la Injili takatifu lililoandikwa na Yohane.
Utukufu kwako, Ee Bwana.
Wakati yule Wayahudi walibishana wao kwa wao wakisema, awezaje huyo kutulisha mwili wake? Yesu Kristo akawaambia, amini amini nawaambieni, msipoula mwili na mwana wa mtu na kuinywa damu yake, hamna uzima ndani yenu. Aulaye mwili wangu na kuinywa damu yangu anao uzima wa milele, nami nitamfufua siku ya mwisho. Kwa maana mwili wangu ni chakula kweli na damu yangu ni kinywaji kweli. Aulaye mwili wangu na kuinywa damu yangu anakaa ndani yangu, nami ndani yake. Kama Baba aliye hai amenituma mimi, nami nipata uzima kwake, naye anilaye mimi atapata uzima kwa njia yangu. Huu ndiyo mkate ushikao toka mbinguni, sio kama baba zenu waliovyokula wakafa, bali aulaye mkate huu ataishi milele. Hayo ndiyo maneno yake alipofundisha katika sinagogi kule Kapernaumu. Injili ya Bwana.
Sifa kwako, Ee Kristo.
How is everyone? How is everyone? Okay. Today we seem to be very few than last time. So the passage that they have given us this morning from the first reading from the Acts of the Apostles is the one that we famously call the conversion of St. Paul. You know, before Paul became Paul, he was Saul. And before he encountered Jesus on his way to Damascus, still he was being called Saul. But from that encounter, he became Paul. That was like the beginning of his conversion. And it is very amazing because Paul was persecuting the Christians who were being called the people of the way. And he was mistreating them. He was killing them. And in fact, this vision, this very reading, happened when he was going to Damascus to continue with his work of killing them or persecuting them. So that's when he encountered the vision, and Jesus spoke to him in this vision. And my friends, what this vision teaches you and me is that every sinner has a future and every saint has a past. And this shows that you and me, we are all a work in progress. And this means that conversion is not a one-time thing, but rather it is a daily event. Conversion is not a one-time thing, but it is a daily event. You know, we all make mistakes. Paul was making mistakes. Saul was making mistakes. And every one of us makes, because we are not perfect. But don't accept or don't let your mistakes define you, but rather let your mistakes refine you. Let the mistake you've made today be a source, be a reason for you living a better life tomorrow. Saul encountered Jesus, and he never remained the same. I wonder whether some of you have really encountered Jesus. But if you have encountered Jesus, for sure, your life will never be the same. I want to share with you a very small story to kind of illustrate what I want to really put across this morning. There is a story, and there was one dog, chasing a cat. Now, when this dog was chasing a cat, other dogs also came along and they joined to chase this one cat. Okay? I follow. Now, these other dogs had not seen the cat, but they just joined and they started chasing. But because they had not seen the cat, what happened is that after some time they did what? They gave up because they were chasing something that they had not seen. But this one dog that had encountered the cat, that had seen the cat from the beginning, couldn't give up. It persisted until it was able to catch the cat. And you know, my friends, some of us Christians, we are like these other dogs. We have never encountered Jesus, but we are just in the group. We are Christians, we are Catholics, and that's all. But if someone asked you, who is Jesus in your life? You can't say anything more apart from saying he's the Son of God. You can't explain. You don't even have a testimony to share. But you CWA, very good. Maybe family ministry member, very good. But how big is your Jesus? Can you share a testimony about Jesus with conviction? Sometimes we are just like these matatu conductors. You go down Nairobi there, wanasema dando. It gets full. It goes, they stay there. They never go anywhere. We mobilize other people that we help families to pray together. But yourself, are you praying? You know? Have you encountered Jesus? If you've never encountered Jesus, you'll be like those conductors. Dando, and then matatu, it gets full, and then they remain there. And Daniel says that some of us, because of our good actions, we shall go to heaven. But some of us, because of our bad actions, we shall go to hell. If you've not encountered Jesus, you're not going to convert. You're not going to change. You remain Saul, and you'll never become Paul. But if you encounter Jesus, you're going to be Paul, and your life will never be the same. The gospel of today, we are very lucky that we've been given what we call the center and the summit of our Christian life, and that is the Eucharist. Jesus is always with us in the Blessed Sacrament. And Jesus uses the metaphor saying that if you don't eat my body, and if you don't drink my blood, you can't have life. And you know, we Catholics, we have a lot of treasures in our church, but we are so blind to realize them. Or even we are so lazy to come to Jesus, to pray. We are so lazy. There is a friend of mine, one time I was sharing, he's a priest, and he was telling me that at their church, they used to have adoration every Thursday. But there was this one man who always came for adoration, but never attended Mass. This guy was a born again, and he wasn't a Catholic. But he says that one time this priest observed this one man. This man always comes for adoration only, but when Mass is going to begin, this guy leaves. So one time, this father asked this guy, what do you mean? Why is it that you come for adoration but you never wait for Mass? And then this guy was like, you see, every time I come here to pray, whenever that thing is on the altar, all the prayers I say are answered. And that's all, that's why I come. Only, that's all. And that is Jesus at the altar. A Protestant, a Pentecostal is coming for a miracle, is witnessing, is saying that whatever I ask for during this moment, when Jesus is with us at the altar, I get. But what do we do? Nothing, but that is the Eucharist. Jesus is always with us. He's always with us, and this is one of the greatest miracles that have ever happened. That Jesus is always with us. But even how much time do we have? I was asking my sister that this preaching, how much will take, how much time? And she was maybe 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, maybe 1 hour. But if you go here down the stadium to watch a football match, do you even want the game to stop? You don't want the game to end, you want it to go on forever and ever, you know. You want to enjoy. When I was still a football fan, you would go to watch football. Or let's say the game is at 10. By 7, you're already there. You're watching commentaries, you know these people are speaking this and they're saying this team is going to win, and you want to be there earlier. And when the game is done, still you stay longer. For 5-6 hours. But in the church, you be like, Father is preaching for long. The Lord be with you.